Hello. If you saw the first one in of these silly videos I do, Colin and Derek talk nonsense at the Floodplain Forest Nature Reserve, I mentioned Heraklion Airport because Colin, that first one, Colin had been away the week before, as he's still away now on tour with his band Stray. He'd been on holiday in Crete, and I asked him about Heraklion Airport, and he didn't know anything about the new one they're building. And so I've looked it up, and I can tell you that they plan to open it by 2027. So if all goes to plan, they may open it towards the end of next year, 2026. Let me turn around a bit so that I'm not a silhouette. Oh. There we go. Yes, that's Heraklion Airport. I've been to Crete twice, and that airport is overcrowded and slightly disorganised. So hopefully the new one will be much better. It's more or less central to the island and on the big flat plain. So I don't know whether we'll ever go again to Heraklion Airport. I went to the stables on the other night to see the Albion Band's Christmas show. Very good, very good. Had a nice chat. Had a nice chat to Blair Dunlop, that's Ashley Hutchins' son. Had a nice chat to him, and Blair mentioned a festival that two ladies at the other end of the merch table were involved in. So I went and had a chat to them and asked them about it, called Magpies. I said, why Magpies? He said, well, the younger lady said, it's the band I'm in. Well, it's a trio. I looked them up. She didn't tell me much about them, but I looked them up, and they're a transatlantic trio who are quite well known apparently. But and they've actually played at a festival that I've been to. But I don't remember them. I mean, you know what it's like at these festivals. There's so many acts to see, and you can't possibly see everything. So maybe I didn't see Magpies, but I've had to listen to them, and they're very nice, very nice. And it was a lovely concert, lovely concert. Simon Kerr on melodeon. I've known Simon for years, and Simon Nicol, famous Simon Nicol, Fairport Convention, and of course the Albion Band on guitar. Brilliant guitarist. I met him at the end of the show, had a brief word. I'd got my Christmas jumper on, one of my Christmas jumpers, and he said, that's the classiest Christmas jumper I've ever seen. So that was good. And then there was Chris Wiley, of course, beautiful voice Chris has got, and then of course the legend that is Ashley Hutchins, probably done more to popularise and bring folk music to a wider audience than any other living person. And you got an MBE for it. And then the far end was Ashley's son Blair Dunlop. Hey, Blair Dunlop, I had a nice chat with. I met him before when we went to a concert. He tends to be on the merchandise stall, does Blair. Nice chap. And I'm just thinking about that terrible shooting in Bondi Beach. What on earth? How can people have so much hate in their heart to go and do something like that? And I think, well, unfortunately, these shootings are commonplace now, aren't they? But I think it's the first time we've actually seen the shooters in action, so to speak. Just on that bridge, standing on that bridge, taking pot shots at people, including young children. It's terrible. What is the matter with them? And they're just so casual, the old guy pointing, bang, reload, bang, just taking pot shots at people. Ooh. Well, my mum used to say 50, 60 years ago, I don't know what the world's coming to, she used to say when there's bad news. God knows what she'd think about the state of the world now. But anyway, let's be positive. Let's hope for the best. And I do as I said last week, I do a show on Stony Radio, and I do little good news features. I look through the newspapers for good news and read them out. Just short stories, just little stories. And so, stonyradio.com. Check it out. You may be surprised the amount of the wide range of shows that are on Stony Radio. And I do mine on a Sunday morning. I have to publicise this because we don't think anybody gets many listeners. It's just a little local station. We're based in York House. And we do it because we enjoy it. It's a hobby. And, anyway, I think that's probably enough from me. I think Colin actually will be back next week from his gadding about the countryside. Oh, I said last week I thought he'd gone abroad. He put a photograph of a ferry, so going overseas. He phoned me up the other day for a catch-up. And I said, where did you go? He said, the Isle of Wight. So looking forward to being back with me next week, because I've been on my own here for 3 weeks now, patrolling, and it actually has, yes, it has stopped raining. The forecast was for it to stop raining later today, and it has. It has stopped raining. So I'm going to go away now, and I don't know what I'm going to do this afternoon. Not a lot, I don't think. Not a lot. I might go. I've got a little bit of shopping to do, a few odds and ends to get. So I may pop down to to a little local Tesco Express and purchase some items. I'll see you next week. Just a quick shot of the floodplain before we go from it. There she is. That's part of it. This is the western end. This is the western end of the floodplain. You see, look. Like a mill pond. Not a drop of water falling into it. Not a drop of rain falling into it. So, goodbye.